Hello, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Maqsad AnimSchool. In today's tutorial, I will teach you how to create a character rig using bones and splines and a little bit of Espresso. If you watch this tutorial completely, and you will be able to rig any kind of a shape or letter or character or anything, any kind of a shape you can easily rig in a very flexible and dynamic and organic kind of a way, so that you can animate it easily. So let's dive into Cinema 4D. For example, we have a text called B and we choose any font. This font is fine, or we choose some Arial black is fine. Okay, we have this one. I would like to give it this material. It is more visible actually. So now we have this shape, and what we need is actually more segments in all of the object, so that when we will make a stretch and squash and stretch, we have enough polygons, so it does not create any issue. Cap section, and just from here make quadrangles, and just click this button called regular grid, and you just start reducing it. So you can see now the number of polygons are increasing now. I think this much is pretty enough. So what we need now is we come to the object section, and here in intermediate points we come here and we make it subdivided. So now we need actually we'll start reducing them here, and we will feel something nice. Now I think so this is pretty enough. The next thing we will do is we'll increase the subdivisions from here. Now this object is completely have enough amount of polygons from all the sides, so that it is ready to make it squash and stretch. So now what I will do is I will just collapse this one. I will just come here on the left bottom, top bottom, and press this button, so it collapse it. What I need now is I will create a connect object from here. I will come here, more graph, connect. I think I will make my layout to be standard, so it's more clear for everyone. Okay, so I will just put this thing here, and make sure the weld is on, and weld should not be more than 0.1. You will just come here, select the connect, and press this button again, and now we have one object here. We just delete this one. So we make sure that this whole we just come here, make into the polygon mode, and just double click here, and the whole object is selected. So it means all the polygons and all the vertices are welded together properly, and we don't need these sides. So now this is our object. Now we will come here, mesh, commands, axis, center axis. So axis is in the center now. Okay, so this is our object which is ready to be rigged. We will start rigging, and we call it geo, and put it inside the group and call it B, letter B. Okay, now we need to create a bone structure. So we come to the front view, and we come here to the character, create a single joint. We bring it here almost center of the object, and we bring it here under the hierarchy, and also grip it under the new null and call it bones. Now I will just come here and click and drag, okay, up, and click and drag a little bit up here, here, and I think I just make it a wireframe mode, 1 2 3 4 5. I think I need more, a little bit, so might be increase here. So just put them under the hierarchy like this. So the bottom one is the parent of everyone here. So the next one is almost 25. So what I will come here, select all of them, and make a distance of like 20, and I will create another one, might be, and make a distance of, this is 20, so make a distance of 20 here also. Perfect. In fact, yeah, no, this is fine. It's not like, if I will select all of them, just trying to fit them like 19 or 20 20, 21. Anyways, 21 is fine, I think. Now we'll just give them the names, and this is the first one we call bn_01. And this one is bone, and we will call it be, so I mean this will not be connected to the mesh. Okay, so now just try to bring this object is already in the center, so we just select our bones and we put it in actually almost center of the object. Now this is our bone structure. Okay, the next thing we'll do is we create a spline. We come here, create, we come to the front view again, create spline, take a pen tool and make sure it is Bezier. So this is our first point, and this is our almost midpoint, and this is our last point. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, I think so. Yeah, we will bend from here also in the middle. In the middle we will create a bend over here. It's fine. So what I will do now is I will just hide my geometry for now, and I will select my vertex spline and go to the vertex mode, and I will snap this one to the top one, to the top bone. So I will come here, click my snap button and go and make sure axis snap is on. So I will come here and see this snaps to this position, and I will come here and snap to this position, this one to the end. I switch off my snapping. Okay, bring the spline here under the hierarchy. Now switch on geometry. Okay, now we need a master control, so we'll come here and create a master control, which is our rectangle. Just make it X, Z and collapse it also, so that we can just resize this one. Okay, somewhat here. Mesh axis center axis, so the axis is in the center. So this is our master control, and we just group this one also and call it controllers. Perfect. And select everything and freeze all. I don't want to change the locations. We will come here and select our first one and right click, character tags, IK spline. Okay, now this is the step which has to be followed as it is. Spline tag, we just come here and click and drag our spline and click and drag our end joint. Okay, nothing happened visually. Now we come to the handles and we click 3 times because we have 3 points and we want to create 3 controllers, 1, 2 and 3. And similarly we come here and create 3 nulls, 1, 2 and 3. You can see now these 3 nulls are created. What they are doing is actually, if I click and drag, I can control it. Now to see them visually more clearly, I just come here to select my objects, nulls, and I will come here from them, make them a circle, and XY. Okay, and just increase the radius. Okay, this is my circle now. So I will call this one lower, mid and upper, and I will click, select all of them and put it under the rectangle and call it master. So once I will move my master, my rig is moving with it. So now we just come here, select all our bones, not the end one, and select the geo and character commands bind and bind it. Okay, perfect. So now if I will move my upper axis, you can see the object is moving with it. If I just come here and see this one, see it's moving from the middle. Perfect. And the third one is moving from the down. But now you can see there is no actually stretching is happening. If I move it up, it's not moving up with it because the situation is disabled. Before we move to the making it a squash and stretch working, we just need to make sure that our coordinates are freezed properly. So we select all these three and freeze all, so that if accidentally we move this one, we just come here and make 0 0, so it comes to its original position. So now next thing is we just make to sure that it's stretching. So just we testing, we come here and make it stretched, and from come to the select this IK spline and come to the tag section, and here you have this button and this option called type. Here we just want it to be equal, so you can see that instantly it starts stretching. Okay, I will make it 0 0, and then you can see if I from here it is also stretching with it. Even the good thing is the lower portion also you can stretch. I think it is fine now, and if I will just move my master control, everything is moving perfect. This is working fine. So now we need to have a little bit of a twist also. For example, if we enable this option also, which is called twist, and you can see now it's instantly it is actually twisting it. Anyways, if you feel that your bones are actually, your mesh is not in the center, so just make sure you select all your bones and make sure your B value is 0. Okay, now if I will come here, you can see now there's a twist here because I switch on this option here on twist, and I make it on angle B. So if I'll come here and select any of my object from here and go to its rotation, sorry, B value, I can make it rotation. I can rotate it. Now also the squash and stretch is, I make it equal. It's being stretched. Now the most important thing is the basic principle of squash and stretch is when you stretch something, it should squeeze from the middle. But here it is not happening. Similarly, if you squash it, it should expand a little bit. So here we cannot do it directly as it is. Here we have to use something through expresso. So for example, I just create expresso tag here on my bones null. I have this expresso tag now. Now this is actually it looks sound complicated, but it is not complicated. It's very simple. Just follow the step as it is. So here I will bring my upper, this one, and my lower null, which are the controllers. Okay, what I need to explain to Cinema 4D is when I stretch this part, this upper one, it should calculate the distance between the first one and the last one and make a squash or stretch accordingly. So what I will do is I will just make it 0 0, comes to the original position. Okay, and then I will come here and add a global position. Global position, click the start button, coordinates, global position, coordinates, global position, global position. Okay, then I will come here and I will type distance, and I will take distance node and put input 1 and input 2, and then I will see the result actually. So I will get a result node. So now you can see the distance between this lower one and the upper one is almost 147, mid, lower and upper. Okay, now what we need next step is we need to divide this number to the same number so that we get the value of 1, and that value will actually put inside the middle bone so that we can have a squash and stretch. For example, we will choose bone number 3, 4 and 5. Let's try these 3 first. Yes. Okay, now we need a math node. So we come here, right click expresso, calculate, and we get the math node. Okay, this is the important step to remember. Now whenever you put this distance value, you should have to put it into the down, this input, second one, and here the upper node, we come to the node section and parameter section, and we write here the same number, 147. Now in this case, in my scenario, you have to be very careful that we will take x and y value, okay, because you can see my bones have axis is actually x and y is what is stretching. So I will come here and make it up here and make it bigger. I will come here and add coordinate scale x and coordinate scale y. Now we just come here and link this to this. See, we make a mistake here. I will show you. I will keep adding this value. The mistake is we did not change the math node. We need math node to be divide. It's adding actually. So now you can see as we make it divide, so the default value becomes 1, which is the value of the bone scale here. So make sure your math node is divide, and we connect all of them here. And now if we come here and stretch our object, you can see now it's becoming slim from here. But another problem, it's slimming it all together. But what we want is we want the stop bones to have less scale value as compared to now. If you see bone 3, 4 and 5, 3, 4 and 5 all have same scale value. I don't want this. I want my 5 and 4 have less scale value. So what I will do is I will add another node which is called range mapper. Bring it here, and I will make sure I want my bone number 5 to have less scale value. So now you can see if it is 0.589, so I will put it here between this. I will bring it here and attach this to and this to this. Nothing changed, still it is same. So what I will do is I will just make a duplicate of this one and make it lock, and just you keep your eye on this number. Now I will select my range mapper and clamp lower and upper, and come to the parameter. I will start increasing this one. So you can see if I'm increasing it in points, it is, you can see now you have a proper. So now if I come here, one second, I think I should not clamp this. Yeah. So if I go up, and similarly I will apply the same range mapper or duplicate this range mapper and input, and this apply to the bone number 4 also, and this one I will reduce it a little bit, like, yeah. Now you can see if I go up, it stretches in the middle, and if I come here, yeah, stretches in the middle, and when I press it down, it squashes. You can see it is squashing. It's destroying the original shape because we don't work on the skinning yet. So this is the basic setup. So you just take the upper node and the lower node, put it into the distance, calculate the distance, which is this one, put it inside the math node and make sure it is dividing, and just multiply the same value with the result value which is coming here, which by default is 147. Put the same value inside this 147, and then take your bones which you want to squeeze them. So I took my bone 4, 5 and 6, no sorry 3, 4 and 5, and I have added my this output value directly into this one, and then I add my range mapper just to have more nice and more realistic effect. And that's it. This is a very basic setup. Now if I want to clean it a little bit, for example, I will just shift and double click. I can have a weight manager, and I will just select all my weights and make it a little bit smooth, or I can select all of them together and apply as much smooth as I can get. So you can see now it's far cleaner. Still, if you of course can, if you will exceed the too much limit, will start distorting the mesh. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you understand, you learn something new. Thank you.